should not be making a list of every trans person because a de-trans person who isn't trans killed people. What the fuck is happening? Guess who's going to be on that list? I'm going to be on that list because I used to be on hormones. I am concerned that the government is making a list of me when I've done nothing wrong. That gives me a lot of concern. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Trans people do not commit mass shootings. If we're honest, it's just white men who commit most mass shootings in every year since we've been creating statistics, not trans people. So why the fuck are we banning trans people from owning guns and not white men? Even if you don't consider me a woman and I'm a trans person, right? I would still be considered a white man. So why are we not banning guns from white men? Why are we banning guns from trans people and not white men? If trans women are just white men, why are trans people being targeted legislatively and white men are not? Can you explain that to me? Klieg Holdfast? You said I'm wrong. Can you explain how? Because if I'm just a white man, why isn't white men being the ones legislated against? Because I'm not a woman, right? So I'm just a white dude. So why are there no white dude laws going into place? Why is the Department of Justice going after trans people? Another type of man involved in more mass shootings. Right, so all men should get their gun rights removed, not just trans women, who you say are men. So all men should have their gun rights removed. We agree upon that, right? Gun control, but based off sex and statistical crime. We agree on that. So all white men should never own a gun again. You're not allowed to. The Department of Justice is going after them. Or are you just targeting trans people because you're a bitch? I can't say it any other way. I'm scared? Yes. The Department of Justice is making a list of every trans person who's ever existed. That's concerning. We are a minority that's less than 2% of the population that commits less than 0.13% of all mass shootings. If we do 0.13% of all mass shootings, why do I need a gun law? I've been shooting guns since I was 8. My dad was a cop. He was a SWAT instructor. I've been shooting ARs, rifles, shotguns, pistols since I was a child. Why do I need my gun rights revoked? Liar? No, but I was a cop. I've still been shooting guns. I still own an AR-15. I still own a shotgun, 12 gauge, and I still own a World War I Colt 45. Those are all in my name. Where is he now? He's dead. When I was born, he was 46. By the time I was 15, he was fucking 62. He died. Oh yeah, you're on a list? I know I'm on a list. My point is, it's stupid for me to be on a list when white men are the people who are committing mass murders. That's my point. And you haven't refuted it once. You've just said good. So, you haven't really refuted it. You haven't been like, well, trans people make up about 5% of mass shooters. No, they make up less than 1%. So why are we banning trans people from owning guns when it's white men who are committing most of the atrocities of mass shootings? Playing make-believe and dress up. Yeah, I mean, first of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with doing theater. What you're just describing is just theater or cosplay or any sort of recreational activity where anybody can dress up as anything, which I don't have an issue with. 2, I'm a trans woman. I have tits. Guess what? I've been off hormones for a year and a half. I still have boobs. Like, they don't disappear because I stopped taking hormones. I still have them. I'm still a B cup. When I speak to dumb Americans who've never researched biology or endocrinology or anything, explaining to them how they're wrong. How there's not just XX and XY, how there are XXY. You can be XXX. You can just be X without a second chromosome. Did you know that? You can be Swyer syndrome. You can be Klinefelter. There's many chromosomal variations if we're talking about biology. Which, by the way, does not intersect with trans people because it's just biological conditions. But it does show an inheritance for multiple different cultures across thousands of years, even before Christianity existed, that had a third gender. Including the Talmud, like Judaism, which, by the way, Jesus was Jewish. 1,000 years before Christianity existed, there were still 8 recognized genders in the Talmud. So, I think I'm speaking more to biology, medical science, sociological nature, and theological context when I'm discussing trans people. If you can't prove me wrong in any of those 3 issues, then maybe I'm right. Or if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. I'll just wait. I'm sure I love the Talmud. No, not really. I don't really ascribe to any religion. I do. I need $8,000 in dental work. If we didn't have a privatized medical care system, then maybe I could be taken care of, but we do. Yay, capitalism. Prove us you're correct. Prove me that I'm wrong. Give me any instance of what I said was historically inaccurate, or theologically inaccurate, or societally inaccurate. Because, like, I have a computer right here. Hold on. How do I fix this? Enhance? Effects. Off. Oh, wow. Here it is. I'm sitting right here with a computer. If you want to tell me that I'm wrong, you are free to prove me wrong. I will look up your source and we will discuss it. I don't play this shit. I have a computer right here. I will look up your source, we can discuss it, and then see if it's factual or not. Based off science, yeah, hi. I'm a trans person who doesn't even like the term male to female because that's scientifically inaccurate. Like man to woman, woman to man is more accurate because you're not changing your chromosomal makeup. So yeah, I love science. In fact, I've been for 3 years a huge science advocate. I'm a fucking sci-fi nerd. So yeah, if you can prove me wrong about any point I've made, please do. Born males can give birth? No, never. I never said that. I said trans men can give birth because man is a sociological construct. Usually within Western societies, it's within the past 2,000 years, so that'd be like the UK as opposed to the America. But even that is just 400 years. So like the Scandinavians and like the Saxons who also colonized the UK prior to the UK being a thing, also had a lot of issues. Right? So, like, if we go through historical context for each of these individual things, it's like the reason why colonization happened was because of the Anglo-Saxons. Has any American here ever heard the Anglo-Saxons? Because I guarantee you it's been like a decade since you've ever heard that term. You need to learn shit. Oh my god. It's so bad. Things are so bad. Dude, I sit here and I watch What is a Woman? And people are making money off this. People are making hundreds of dollars every day debating my existence, but we're not talking about the fact that the Department of Justice is taking away my rights as a gun owner, or how there's 150 active anti-trans laws, with 123 pending, with 100 being proposed. No one talks about that. But you'll make money off What is a Woman degrading and demeaning trans women as you debate their existence. But why aren't we talking about, like, me losing rights? I'm losing rights every fucking year, dude. I lose rights every year, and you don't even know I lost rights. Like, what the fuck are you... If I piss in a women's restroom at a rest stop, I go to jail for a year. If I piss at a beach, I go to jail for a year. Also in America, in Florida, even if you have bottom surgery, so if you have a vagina and double D breasts, you still get put in men's male prison. Even if you have a vagina, you are still put in male prison by law. Can you tell me who that false? That's not false. Are you high? There are 2 anti-trans laws in Florida that tackle bathrooms, gyms, and state funding places. Yeah, that's how it works. You go to jail for a year. By the way, there doesn't even need to be documentation. No proof. They can just say you pissed there and you go to jail. It's not false. It's just, welcome to Florida. The point that I'm making is you didn't even know this law existed until I just told you. And this is the fucking problem. No one's paying attention and no one cares. The President of the United States has passed 3 executive orders against trans people. When is the last time you yourself have ever had a president pass an executive order against you? Ever. When? Tell me, because I was yelling, me and my sister were fucking arguing, yelling last night, and she brought up Roe v. Wade, and I was like, and when Roe v. Wade happened, I was here on live being an activist. I was always sharing information, I was always talking about it, and I was here the entire fucking time. You didn't even know that I go to jail if I piss at a rest stop. Because you don't know anti-trans laws. You don't give a shit. Like, I was fighting with my sister because I was like, it's sickening that, like, I have no one advocating for me, not even my family. We were fucking arguing about this. You don't even know the anti-trans law is going on because you don't give a shit because it doesn't affect you. It's like when, what was it? When RFK, the insane person who thinks that autism is related to vaccines, when that crazy person was saying how, like, autism is linked to vaccines, and and I quote, end quote, you can see the mitochondrial differences in these kids' faces. Mitochondria is microscopic, you fuck. You can't see mitochondrial DNA. You can't. It's in the name DNA. It's RNA. It's your fucking blood. You also cannot see mitochondrial differences when you look at a child's face. Well, they look so sad and depressed and drained. What the fuck does that have to do with mitochondria? Autism is related to vaccines, though? No, it's not. The origination of the autism is related to vaccines. If you actually look it up, if you use your fucking noodle for a minute, it was a person competing from a different country, by the way. It was a human being who created a vaccine for I think at the time it was what, like polio or measles or something. But like they created a vaccine, and then to combat, so their vaccine was not doing well. So you know what they did? They just said vaccine causes autism. And then guess what? They got prosecuted in their country for saying that because it's malpractice, because that's illegal. You're not allowed to just claim that this shit causes autism. Then he moved to America. Now he's one of the biggest anti-vaxxers here, legally. The vaccines cause autism was just capitalism. It was just a dude who had a competing product who wanted it to sell. Like, you're so dumb. How do you not know this? Like, what the fuck are you doing with your life? Research something. If you have a conviction, you feel so strongly about it, you want to comment, research that shit. Oh, vaccines cause autism. No, it was just capitalism. There's some rich asshole who wanted more money because another vaccine was doing better than him. And then he faced prosecution in his country, and then came here, and then just spread the same shit. Like, do you not understand what you are talking about? Because you don't. A human being wanted to sell his product, so said the other product causes autism. Then was prosecuted in his own country because that's illegal. You can't malpractice. That's fucking medicine. And then he just moved to America and now is one of the biggest anti-vaxxers in America and makes money off of it. No, autism isn't caused by vaccines. Even the whole concept of it is just made up because he wanted to fucking sell medication. You're so dumb. Research anything. Research shit before you fucking speak. And now the President of the United States and the leader of the Center for Health, RFK Jr., is now touting that bullshit of autism being caused by vaccines. The president, the leader of the CDC, is now spreading that misinformation. And if you've done any research, you know it's just misinformation because someone wanted to sell a product. But this is the life we live in that me as an autistic person, I'm like, oh, the president is talking about me. Yellow tooth. Yeah, I can't afford care. I have yellow teeth. I needed $4,000 worth of dental work 8 years ago. I'm sure it's a lot more now. Yes, my teeth are yellow. That doesn't mean what I'm saying doesn't mean anything. Everything I say is still correct, whether my teeth are yellow or not. I'm a piranha. They live in the Amazon. Who gives a shit if my teeth are yellow? You still don't have health care. We still just killed 11 sovereign citizens from Venezuela and we're going to go to war and you're most likely going to be drafted. How do you feel about being drafted in a Mexican-Venezuelan war? Because your girlfriend's going to care when you get drafted and you die. Or, you know, your work's going to care when half their staff is gone and dead. Are we not, like, how are we not thinking about any implications of anything going on? It's crazy. I can't afford toothpaste? No, I can afford toothpaste. But I can't afford the 6 different cavities that I have that I need to fix. It's like right here. You can see it's more yellow. That's cavity. You can't fix it. That'd be about $700. Can't do it. But that doesn't change anything that I'm saying. Yeah, by the way, this is just an extension of capitalism, privatization of dental health care. The reason why I have fucked up teeth. So you're proving my point. Thank you. But yeah, no, I can't afford dental care. But everything I still said is true. Like Israel bombing Lebanon last week and then bombing Qatar yesterday. Like, that's also still true. I still have yellow teeth. But that's still true. Do you see how they don't pertain to the conversation that we're discussing? And you're just trying to insult me? Are we getting that picture now? Is everyone else, other than this idiot, understanding what they're trying to do? How they're trying to frame it? Because they haven't proved me wrong. They've never brought up a single medical thing, a biological thing. They're just mad. Breed to a college campus and go on a campus dentist. Stop whining. What do you want, bro? By the way, you're free to come up and debate me. Like, if you think I'm wrong, you can prove me wrong in anything that I've said. But it just feels like it's just a bunch of trolls. Like, if you had so much conviction that you would fight for it, you would have just came up and been like, you're wrong, because why? No, I'm right. And you're proving me right. I'm whining? You're goddamn right I'm whining. Dude, Israel itself has its own free healthcare system because we send them billions of dollars. Because they don't have to worry about militaristic defense or offense. It's just all provided by the United States. Right? I am pissed off. Why don't I have free healthcare? Israel has free healthcare with my tax dollars and your tax dollars. They have free healthcare. So why can't I be pissed about it? Tell me why not. Tell me why not. We provide Europe with free healthcare. We're not involved with Europe at all. That's a dumb statement. We're going to take away Europe's free healthcare with making them do a 5% GDP on weapons, which Trump forced them to do. So we can talk about that, sure. But no, that's incorrect. You'd love free healthcare? Well, if we stop spending billions of dollars to Israel, we could have free healthcare. Billions. What's my opinion on what happened to that girl in North Carolina? I don't even know what you're talking about. What girl in North Carolina? What? We aren't involved with Europe, meanwhile, in NATO. Oh, I mean, first of all, we left NATO this year because Trump's a crazy person. NATO was the militaristic intervention of soft power across the globe. Like, the way that America controlled every country was giving it soft power, giving them, like, things and, like, it's like what we did with Ukraine, right? It's like, oh, we'll send you weapons, but if you're gonna give us a mineral deal, like that was just NATO as a whole thing. It was just like, hey, we're gonna fuck you over, but we're giving you something. Like that was the whole point of NATO. And then he pulled out of NATO, and I was like, dude, you're losing all the soft power in the entire globe. And now we're just bombing other sovereign nations. It's insane. Look up, I don't give a shit. No. I'm not looking up shit. Calling someone crazy but you think men can be women. Why are you comparing mass murder of sovereign citizens, bombing 11 Venezuelan citizens who were on a boat, to being trans, that you consider a mental illness? One is a war crime, and one is a difference of opinion. We bombed 11 people. There's no proof they were drug dealers. You know why? Because we didn't arrest them, we bombed them. Which is why we may go to war with Venezuela. Are you paying attention? How is that anywhere comparable to your definition of woman? Can you explain that to me? L take? Prove me wrong. Again, you keep saying L take, but then prove me wrong. USA is so weird. USA is fucking crazy. Let me get a sip. No, it's mine. It's mine. Someone come up? I'm waiting. Chilling. Do you know why no one's coming up? Because they know I will fucking... I am very educated on geopolitics as well as anti-trans shit in America. Oh, someone is coming up. Hello.
You said you're a woman?
What's your age?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Oh, okay. What's up?
You said you're a woman, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, so we're just gonna pretend you don't have a penis, or what?
Well, no, that'd be biological, where woman is a sociological construct, and especially if we're talking about woman, it would be
Let's just
derivative
tell
of the
them you're a
word
woman. You
Whitman
got a
from
penis,
the
you're a
early
woman.
1300s in European language, and Whitman even before then wasn't a female.
Okay. What's
So
going on between your legs?
if we're using verbiage or words to determine what that is, that determines on the society and also the evolution of the word. Because we can talk about the biological reality. Oh no, they left. I'm sorry, was that too intelligent for you? You didn't expect me to pull the history of the word woman out, did you? Huh? Why'd you leave, buddy? Come back! Don't run! Come back! You didn't know the origination of the word woman was Whiffman? You didn't know that? As you debate the word woman? You didn't know the origination of it? The etymology of it? Like, what the fuck is going on? What's my zodiac? I'm a Pisces. But yeah, no, if anyone wants to come up and join and debate me, you're more than welcome. Just don't run away like a fucking pussy. Hi. This is what I mean. I am too knowledgeable about like geopolitics, and like basically all I do about 8 hours a day is watch political commentary and research shit. I stopped going live because after 400,000 people, when I was posting clips of TikTok, and 400,000 people were told I'm a pedophile, I'm trying to follow girls into fucking gyms, I may be killed in my own town because one of those 400,000 people saw it and thinks I'm a pedophile, right? So I stopped going online because the death threats and the harassment was too much. But things are so bad. If someone kills me, they kill me. I need to spread awareness about this shit. This is crazy. The world's on fire. It's so bad. It's so bad. That sounds like a me problem. No, it sounds like when one of the biggest anti-trans organizations that is already known for doxing trans people's addresses calls you a pedophile, and 400,000 people see it, and they frame you that you're a fucking pedophile because I made a jokey video about how I'm so poor I can't afford tucking tape, so I had to wear 3 bottoms to swim in my own pool. Apparently that was enough to say I'm a pedophile trying to follow girls into bathrooms. So, no. You can do anything you want as long as someone frames it that way. The conservative meat, they're just going to take it and run with it. So I may die tomorrow because somebody saw me make a joke about me being poor and not being able to afford talking tape and wearing multiple bottoms to swim in my own pool and think I'm trying to follow somebody into a bathroom. You can be framed in a way you won't die. Dude, a trans woman was just killed like 2 weeks ago. Can we go? What about the trans man in January who flew out of his state to meet a woman and then was tortured for over a month and slaughtered because they were trans by 5 people? Are you high? Like, trans violence is not at an all-time low, it's at an all-time high. It's been getting worse and worse with all the anti-trans laws. It's almost like when you keep spreading misinformation about all trans people being pedophiles and groomers, more violence happens against trans people or something. What a crazy concept. That when you disparage a specific community that is just existing, they face more violence because of the disparity. All demographics die every day. Right. Can you name me one executive order the President of the United States has passed against you? All demographics die every day. Right. But trans people are facing specific litigation and legislation. Name one thing the president has ever passed against you. I can name 3 off the top of my head that are just executive orders, not going into each individual state's laws. I would say that's discrimination. The president hasn't put my life in danger. The more the president keeps saying that people like me are pedophiles and groomers with no backing, puts me in danger. Yes, I've been threatened to be killed at gunpoint because of that. Yes, it does. It directly affects trans people's lives. It does. Just because you don't deal with it and you don't see it, and doesn't mean it doesn't happen. He doesn't say that though. Yes, he has. What the fuck do you mean? Even Marjorie Taylor Greene says it. Marjorie Taylor Greene is part of why, like, the big push for anti-trans laws started in 2021. Here. How many anti-LGBT laws were passed in 2019, 2020, and 2021? If you're so educated on this, you should be able to tell me like that. So I can tell you. Can you show me proof of the president saying, okay, why do you think anti-trans sentiment and anti-trans laws are tripling over every single year since 2020? And who was the first member of Congress to mention trans people? Was it Marjorie Taylor Greene? Oh, it was. And what did she say? That trans people were pedophiles and groomers. On Congress, on the Senate, on the floor. Obama? Are you on drugs? Obama was the first person to say that trans people are pedophiles and groomers? Dude, you're fucking on drugs. To mention them, dude, trans people were killed in the Holocaust. That's where the pink triangle comes from. Trans people were eradicated during the Holocaust. That's 100 years ago. Okay? It wasn't like the first time the US government has acknowledged trans people. That wasn't my question. Bro, what? Please look up any historical information about the Holocaust, about gay people and trans people. The biggest collection of trans information and trans medicalism was burnt down in 1933 by the Nazis. Sorry, 1940, 43, 42? The first person who, Lieb, they were someone from Germany who tried to get a uterus transplant 3 times till they died. They died trying to get a uterine transplant. This was 100 years ago. What the fuck do you mean? What do you... Oh, not very credible. Okay, so you're a fucking Holocaust denier. Dude, it's crazy how you're so anti-trans, you're a Holocaust denier. That's insane. You're so anti-trans, you hate people like me so much, you will deny they were exterminated in the Holocaust. What is wrong with you? Holy shit! Were trans people killed in the Holocaust, yes or no? My point of view is the Holocaust has nothing to do with trans people, even though trans people were specifically targeted and then were branded with a pink triangle, which is where the pink triangle comes from because gay people were imprisoned in the Holocaust, specifically trans people. That was a very known, common thing in the Holocaust. How are you a Holocaust revisionary because you hate trans people so much? The Holocaust wasn't... What the fuck do you mean it wasn't what I was taught? Dude, you can say the American, like, a lot of American media portrays that we knew about the Holocaust and we went in there to free everybody. But we didn't find out about the Holocaust till after World War II ended. We didn't liberate any camps. That was the UK. That was the other Allied forces doing that. We didn't even know that shit was happening till after the war. The Americans' view of the Holocaust is like, we went in there and liberated everyone. No, dude, we didn't even fucking know. Like, my grandpa fought in World War II. World War II was a huge part of my childhood. I researched the shit out of it. And by the way, not on land. My grandpa fought in the Pacific. So I researched a lot of, like, when we invaded islands. Right? Like, the whole Pacific conflict, which is very separate from the whole mainland conflict. It is insane to say that the Holocaust didn't happen for gay and trans people when that is one of the specific social categories that Nazi Germany literally went after and was very vocal about it. Like, that's where the book burning happened. Like, how are you a Holocaust denier because you hate trans people so much? That's crazy. Germany wanted financial independence. That's incorrect. The Holocaust happened because Germany wanted financial independence? What drugs are you on? That's insane. That's not incorrect. Dude, you sound like a white fucking southern hog here in America being like, Civil War wasn't fought over slavery, it was fought over independence. It was never about owning slaves, even though that's our entire economy. It was about our independence and our right for freedom. Like, you sound like that right now. Do you realize what you're doing? That's crazy. You're a Holocaust revisionist. Pretending trans and gay people weren't exterminated and book burnings weren't done of LGBT topics in the 1930s. Like, that's just a historical fact. And you can cry about it, but you can't deny it. That's crazy. There's no such thing as trans people, even in the Holocaust. Yeah, there's many instances. Again, the first trans woman to have a uterus transplant was almost 100 years ago. It's 91 years. So, you are so historically inaccurate. It's insane. Out of 6 million, how many? Well, 6 million is just Jewish people, by the way. That's not including anyone else, any other demographic. When we talk about the Holocaust and you say 6 million Jews were killed, that's not including anyone else they killed. Please understand, even when you say that sentence, that's not including anyone else. That's just Jewish people. How many people did Nazi Germany kill? Was it just 6 million? And was it just Jewish people? Or were there other demographics that they targeted? Like, I don't understand why I need to have a historical debate about this shit. Like, how are you rewriting history? That's insane. The first transgender experiment was from Jews. There's no such thing as a transgender experiment. And if you want to talk about the first documented transgender experiment, it would have been El-Leib, who tried to have a uterine transplant, which was not performed by Jews. Even if you wanted to run with that insane theory, you're still wrong. You're still wrong. How many trans were killed? There's no number. Dude, trans people are a part of the Holocaust. Yes or no? So there's no proof. There's decades of proof. Decades. Decades and decades and decades. No. So where's the pink triangle come from, and why does it exist? Was it just invented in the past 10 years for political instability? Where does the pink triangle come from specifically on your palm, right here? Where does the pink triangle come from, if not the Holocaust for gay people? Because gay people were branded with a triangle, correct? Or am I wrong? Is that historically inaccurate? Where does the triangle come from on the hand, if not from the Holocaust? Oh, wait, it comes from the Holocaust when gay and trans people were systematically murdered. So, what do you mean? How would you know? Because it's called historical documentation. I understand you don't like history and you don't like science and you're afraid of hearing things that you don't like. But yes, if trans and gay people were not systematically slaughtered in the Holocaust, where does the triangle on the hand come from? Can you give me another explanation? Because the triangle on the hand comes from a brand from Nazi Germany. If you can give me any other explanation where the triangle came from in 1930, I'll believe you. So what other country was branding people with a triangle in 1930? I think it was only Nazi Germany because they were trying to kill people and subjugating them, right? Or am I incorrect? Am I historically inaccurate? Like, how are... I'm sorry, I can't handle Holocaust revisionism. It was a fucking genocide, and if you try and just ignore, that's insane. It was a fucking genocide. Holocaust revisionists are crazy people. Here we go, bro, making the Holocaust about trans people. No, I'm not making the Holocaust about trans people. They were also just a part of the Holocaust. That's just historical information. I'm historically inaccurate. Give me any link, any study, anything in the past 60 years that said trans people, gay people, LGBT were not part of the Holocaust. And again, if I'm wrong, then where does the triangle on the hand come from? Because it comes from Nazi Germany when they were part of the Holocaust, because gay people were branded with a triangle. That's where the pink triangle comes from when you see people holding it up. That it comes from 1940s. It's just a part of history. So tell me, if it's not from the Holocaust, when gay people were being exterminated, where's it from? Where's the triangle from? And why is it such a rebellion symbol? Jews are branded too. Correct. Here's the difference. I understand that Jews are branded too. You're just denying that trans people were. See the difference between Holocaust revisionist, me who understands that Jewish people and gay people were both persecuted. You're trying to say trans people weren't. You see the difference? I'm not a Holocaust revisionist. It was a horrible genocide. But it wasn't only against Jewish people. That's what I'm saying. So yes, where did the triangle brand on the hand come from, if not Nazi Germany? Like, I'm sorry you argue with dumb people all the time, but, like, I'm very educated about this topic because I've been doing fucking activism for 3 years. Like, I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. I've done hours and hours and hours of research, even on live. I'll do research on live. Don't care. Dunning-Kruger effect. No, it's just the you're dumb effect. If you think that gay people weren't targeted during the Holocaust, like, you're just a Holocaust revisionist. There's no other way about it. That's historical. It is a thing that Nazi Germany did. It's one of the things that we look down on them for. That they were killing all LGBT and branding them with a triangle. That's just history. I don't understand why you're trying to fucking pretend that trans and gay people weren't targeted during the Holocaust, when they absolutely were. I do. They were killing people. Genocide isn't killing people. Like, we have mass murderers that shoot up a school or a mall here all the time. We don't consider that a genocide. A systematic slaughter of an entire demographic of people. Right? They're very different things. Trans and gay people were part of that systematic slaughter, as well as Jewish people. That's just a fact. What does it mean? It means the discrimination for gay people and trans people has been around for over a century? What do you mean? When you systematically slaughter an entire group of people because they're different than you, it's called genocide. Am I on drugs here? Like, what the fuck is happening? Do you not understand the term genocide? When you target and specifically discriminate and kill a specific group of people, that's called genocide. What the fuck do you mean? If I'm so educated, smart, do something with my life, it's so sad to see. You know what I'm doing right now? For 48 people, even if 42 of them hate me, 6 people are hearing educational reality and historical accuracy to the conversation that's going on about trans people. My biggest issue with people is that you don't fucking say anything. While my rights continue to be taken away every fucking day, I will fight here every fucking day. You can't rewrite history. Trans people were killed in the Holocaust. It's documented historically for decades. You can't rewrite that shit. And now we're doing the same thing again. 150 anti-LGBT laws. 100 pending and 123 being proposed. We are following the same trope. And I don't give a shit. You're a fucking troll. I know who I'm arguing with. I'm not fucking dumb. But to everyone else here, the other 50 people, maybe they can learn something. Maybe they can understand why this hatred for somebody that you've never met, because I sincerely doubt you've ever actually met a trans person, is unwarranted. The same way the hatred for trans and gay people in Nazi Germany was unwarranted. The Department of Justice is making a list of every trans person. You can only do that by taking a list of everyone who's gotten medication, hormonal medication, right? That's concerning. That's the shit. That's what Nazis did. That's concerning. Me as a trans person, in my state, there's like 8 anti-trans laws. I can't pee like in half my fucking state. Right? But the government is making a list of every trans person. That's concerning. The last time that happened, we were exterminated. That's concerning. And did you know the Department of Justice is making a list of every trans person to ban guns from trans people because trans people commit so many mass shootings even though they commit less than 1.13% of all mass shootings because it's mainly white cis men? I don't see white cis men having their rights being taken or a list of every white cis man in every state having their rights restricted. I see trans people after one trans shooter who wasn't even trans. So yeah, it's concerning to me as a trans person that they're making a list of every trans person. On top of that, takes the Holocaust from Jews actually insane. Brother, I'm going to tell you this as simply I'm going to coddle you. The Holocaust wasn't only Jewish people. The Holocaust affected millions of people across many different demographics. It's not taking it away from Jewish people. They were part of the people killed in the Holocaust. There were just other demographics that were slaughtered there. It wasn't just Jewish people. You know, Ukrainians were also slaughtered, right? Slavic people? You know that, right? Because there was another demographic. Like, you're so dumb. You're so dumb. Oh my, I can't. People are so stupid. It's aggravating. Just because I said trans people were also slaughtered in the Holocaust doesn't take away from the Jews that were killed in the Holocaust. It just means that both parties were affected. Genius. Holy shit. Oh. Oh my god. It's crazy. No, it's crazy. Like, no one cares about history. No one cares about actual, like, societal well-being. No, like, it's insane. You're playing it like the genocide was trans, which shouldn't happen. Germany explicitly killed all gay and trans people. Yes, it did happen. It was actually part of their doctrine in Nazi Germany that they killed gay people. That's like not a hidden thing that they did. They were very open about it. If you weren't a white, cis, Aryan man, you were killed. So yeah, they did actually. They did actually go out of their way to burn down LGBT buildings and books, and then also included them in the Holocaust. That is a thing that happened historically. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. Tell me how the Nazis didn't burn down LGBT buildings or books. Give me one instance. I'll wait for it. And my computer's right here, so I can look up your information and we can fact check it. So, prove me wrong. I'm waiting to fact check you. Until then, shut the fuck up. Do I care about biology? I fucking love biology. Did you know that seals may become whales again? Otters as well. It just may take a few more million years. I love biology. I love science. Grows bipolar? No, I'm just annoyed that people are so dumb that they just refuse to research anything. They refuse to look up biology. They don't understand the difference between XX, XY, XXY, X without a second chromosome, XXX, XXYY, XYY. They don't give a shit. There's like XXXY. That's all that exists. And I'm like, no, that's not how science works, dipshit. Like, there's no such thing as, like, I don't like the term male to female and female to male for trans people. You're creating a social like, you're man to woman, woman to man. It's the social category because even though if you're a male, if you have bottom surgery and you have double D breasts and you get shot on the side of the street, someone's going to call the cops and say, hey, a woman just got shot, even though you're a male. So, like, I disagree with that. Like, I have my own issues with the trans community about that. I'm a very huge, like, I love science, love biology. You're going to put them in the social category of how you view them within your society. So in America, if you see someone, like, who looks like a woman, you'll just say, a woman just got shot, even if they're male, right? So, like, that's the intersection between biology and social categories. It's one of my favorite examples because, like, yeah, that's what you do. If you saw a trans man who has a fucking beard who got stabbed, you'd be like, this dude just got stabbed. Please, come here. You're not going to be like, this female woman with a beard, and you're not going to do that. It's not going to happen. It's the intersection between biology and sociology. So you're going to ascribe a certain social category onto that person that you're calling the police about, right? It's super simple, but people are big dumb. Like, people are so fucking stupid. Like, they don't understand what it means to have a nuanced take on something. Do you know what nuance means? Because apparently no one who ever debates the trans identity or debate, they don't know what nuance means. I'm male, right? But if I pass as a woman and I get shot and someone calls the police and says a woman got shot, they put me in the social category of woman. Social category, biological reality. Like I said, I have my own issues with the trans community. I don't agree with the whole male-female, female-to-male, and that's more of an older person thing. It's like a 80s, 90s thing. That's how they used to word it then. And, like, it meant the same thing it does now, but we just have better verbiage to explain it now. Which I agree with. Like, I don't like male to female because you can't change your chromosomes. You can't become male to female. You can, you know... it's not, like, you see what I'm saying? And me as a trans person, I'm saying that. So trust me, I'm very nuanced in my takes about all this shit. I'm not like a crazy person. So you can switch genders is wrong. Gender is just a societal standard. Even the Talmud, which has existed 1,000 years before Christianity existed, had 8 different genders. You know, Jesus was Jewish, right? He was Jewish. There were 8 genders in the Talmud. Before Christianity existed, 1,000 years before Christianity existed, 8 genders existed within the religion that Jesus was in. Oh my god, like, you don't know theology, you don't know history, you don't know sociology, you don't know anything! Shut the fuck up! Oh my god! And you wonder why I get so annoyed. You're so dumb! You don't even know what the fuck theology is. Your own theological backing of Christian backing would be a Jewish backing, which has 8 genders. You, within your own theological confines, already have a permission structure. 4 other genders. It's crazy. Like, you know that Christianity is based off Judaism, right? Like, we know, like, Christianity is just a collection of Judaism and paganism. Which is why Christmas traditions are just pagan rituals. Dude, a wreath is pagan. You're high. Christianity itself is just a collection of other theologies that they put together. But even with the theology that they use to put that together, there's 8 different genders. That's crazy. Oh my god.
You told me 2 weeks ago I was crazy for calling you crazy, and there's still people attacking you every day.
I haven't been on TikTok for like 2 months, so I couldn't have told you that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, bro.
I was
in the live, remember?
I was online a week ago.
Okay, a little over a week ago. It was a little over a week ago.
Okay, cool.
You told me I was crazy for calling you crazy, but yet still everyone's agreeing with me. You're not a woman. You have no place in a woman's bathroom, and you have no place in a woman's sport.
Okay, I still think human rights violations are bad, regardless of what demographic they tackle.
You need help.
I think Roe v. Wade is bad for restricting women's rights. I think that taking away trans people from, I don't know, even like something that doesn't affect anybody, like me changing my gender marker on my own birth certificate, I don't think the government has any say in that, and I don't see how what my birth certificate says, male or female, affects you or anyone else. So why is Florida passing that law? That law has already been passed. Why am I banned from that? It doesn't affect anyone. It doesn't affect children. It doesn't affect adults. It affects no one. So why are we targeting even something as simple as changing your gender marker?
Ask yourself that. Why are they targeting that? You're not right.
Because there's lots of anti-trans sentiment. I know why. I'm the one who's been an activist about this for 3 years. I know why. The question to you,
it has not got your group.
Anybody and I'm not doing anything wrong, why should I have my rights restricted? I thought this was the land of the free, home of the brave. If I'm doing nothing wrong, why do I deserve to have my rights taken away?
Because we're not going to let this influence our children. Point blank, period.
You're openly saying that you'll be discriminatory, specifically against trans people.
Yes. I mean, you didn't already know that?
No, I mean, I knew that, but my question is why?
I just explained it to you. We're not going to let this influence our children.
I'm not a huge fan of Christians, but I'm not passing any legislation against them. Like, Christians can still get married. I'm not going to ban them getting married in a church, right? I don't think the government should be like, Christians can't get married. We should ban every single Christian from marrying in a church by law, right? So, like, that would be like...
Okay, so let
me explain. So, the comparison I'm making is trans people changing their gender identity doesn't affect anybody is the same thing as a Christian couple getting married, right? It doesn't affect anything, doesn't bother anybody. It doesn't affect anybody, doesn't bother anybody. No one even knows unless you tell them. So why are we banning trans people from getting their gender identity changed, right? We're banning that by law, legally. It's illegal. But why not anything else?
You're talking two totally different things.
No, I gave a direct comparison and then showed how they're comparable.
No, they're not a direct comparison. In what sick world is that a direct comparison?
A Christian getting married doesn't affect anybody. Just like a trans person changing their gender identity doesn't affect anybody. They're two comparable situations where you're doing something for yourself that doesn't affect any other person in the United States, yet one is banned and one is not. So no, it's a comparable situation. Because both don't have no effect on any other person other than the person who's doing it.
You are exactly right. It's a mental health problem, not a marriage thing, not a marriage problem.
Yeah. What about firefighters as a marriage thing?
You're dumb as fuck for saying that.
What?
You're dumb as fuck for comparing a trans person to Christians
No,
getting married in a church. You're dumb
I'm
as fuck for
comparing
that.
legislative language. Are you so
It
dumb
does
you don't
affect
realize
people.
that I'm comparing legal issues?
I
Do
don't
you
think
not
you have
understand what I'm
any room
saying?
to call me dumb when your own
Trans
chat
people
is
are
dumb.
legally in the state of Florida not allowed to change their gender, which affects nobody. It affects no one other than the trans person, and by the way, it affects no one. So, like, I changed my gender marker, and then what? On my birth certificate, it's different?
Listen, you asked me
So,
why
like,
I have a problem with it.
so
I
how
have
does
a
it affect
problem
you?
because I have
Okay,
a
so if I
daughter, and
change
my
my gender
daughter's
marker
not going to
from
be
male to
subjected to
female,
you
how
sickos
does
in
that
the
affect
rest of the world.
you? How does that affect you or anyone else in your life? If me specifically, I change my
I
gender marker
just
on my
explained it.
Explain what?
Your gender marker has shit to do with anything you're comparing it to.
No, it doesn't.
You're making this shit up as you go.
No, I'm not making it up. I have a computer here. I can bring up everything that I'm saying. I watch 8 to 9 hours of political commentary every
Tell you
single
what,
day and do my
majority
own.
rules in this country, and you are not winning, sir. You're not
Majority doesn't
winning.
rule in this country, or else
You're
Epstein
not
files
winning.
would be. The Epstein files would be released if majority rules. Because even conservatives want that shit. So you're lying.
Yeah, we do want it, but I can't wait for all you
So
Dems to realize.
the majority of people want it, and the conservatives and Trump are saying it's a hoax and it doesn't exist. So I'm sorry. Who are
Trump's
you
not
mad at?
saying it's a
here?
hoax and it doesn't exist. He's not saying
Trump
that
is the
at all.
person who created the Epstein hoax. It is a quote by him. Yes, it does. What the fuck do you mean?
Dude,
He's the one
so
who's
you're
calling
gonna
it a hoax. Are you high?
Oh, man. No,
But what
I'm
do you
not
mean?
high.
Okay.
You keep saying, are you high? Are you
Okay.
dumb? Are you dumb? No. You're the sick
You
one.
are. Well, no, you just deny reality. So here, we're gonna look it up together because I have a computer here.
The reality is, your games are coming to an end. No
There's
one's
no
going to
game.
believe this trans
All I
shit.
said is if the majority of people want pedophiles put in prison,
There'll never
and
be
the
a time where
administration
the
is
world
not
is really
doing that,
trans.
I would say the majority doesn't rule or matter. So now we're going to go to what you said didn't happen about the Epstein files. Trump says it's a hoax. Let's look this up together because apparently he never
What
said
does he say is a hoax? What does he specifically
the
say is a
Epstein files
hoax?
created by the Democrats. Which is the dumbest thing in the world because if anyone
So
has
you're gonna tell me
the
you're gonna tell me
Democrats
that Kamala, Biden, and Obama all hated Trump and had all this dirt
No, I
on
think
him,
they're
but
all
didn't
shit.
release it.
Dude, you think I'm a Democrat? This is insane. I hate them all. They're all
Who
shit,
said
dude.
you were a
Obama was the big.
Who said you were
Obama
a
bombed
Democrat? I
more
asked you a
Afghanistan children than Trump did. What the fuck do you mean? He's a fucking war criminal.
That had
All
nothing to
these
do
people
with
that
that.
you just mentioned are war criminals. Are you
All
high?
these people hate Trump, and they were in power. Why didn't they
And they're all
release it?
war criminals, just like Trump is. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Who gives a shit if they're Democrat or Republican? They're all still pedophile protected.
No new wars in his first
They're all still.
campaign.
Why didn't Biden release the Epstein file? Because they all support pedophiles. Why isn't Trump releasing the Epstein files? Because they all support pedophiles, regardless of Democrats or Republicans. Are you?
Nate
What the
Flipper
fuck
should
is
clip
going
that
on?
right now. Anyone
Please
should clip
do.
that because
Please.
Because
I think Democrats and
I
Republicans are
promise
both
you.
serving the same pedophilic billionaires. Yes, clip it.
you're all
I
wrong
think
about
both
that.
Biden, Trump,
I
Democrats, and
guarantee-
Republicans are also being supported by pedophilic billionaires. Please clip it. I'll say it a third
I
time if I need
guarantee
to.
you, you're gonna feel real dumb when you realize that you were wrong about Trump, at least in that aspect.
Oh yeah, no. He just grabs girls by the pussy, but not underage girls. Just adult girls. He only sexually assaults adult girls.
You make no sense, man.
No, I just brought up also legal things like being sued for sexual misconduct. See, here's the difference between me and you is I'm using actual historical backing and references to what I'm saying. Even when I made that joke, it was a reference to Trump being sued for sexual assault.
You know what I
where
find
you
is
just-
so funny? Trump
You just
campaigned
say shit, dude.
on ending trans.
Trump campaigned on transparency and then told everyone that the Epstein pedophilic ring is a hoax. So yeah, Trump. That's kind of why his base is mad at him, right? because he claimed he's the president of transparency while also hiding the Epstein files that he's involved in.
So you believe these files will never be released?
Pedophile who's protecting pedophiles or something. Like, that's crazy, right? Like, we shouldn't be protecting pedophiles. Like, we should be releasing the Epstein files, right? Like, we should be, even if Trump's name is in there, which, by the way, the DOJ has confirmed multiple times over multiple months, we should release that, correct?
Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with releasing it. I never said that.
Then why hasn't Trump in 7 months? Because he ran on releasing it for 9 months when he was doing his campaign.
But I know he's handling business. I don't know why he hasn't released it.
By not releasing the Epstein files that has his name in it? How is he handling business? How is that handling business?
I said I don't know why he's not releasing it, but he's handling other business. He's ending trans.
Let's take an educated guess why he's not releasing the Let's take an educated guess. Let's use our critical thinking skills. Why do you think the person that was best friends with the most prolific pedophile in existence in the past 20 years,
but you won't believe
who was best friends with him from 1995, and there's many pictures and many instances till 2003. Why do you think that he's not releasing files about his old best friend? Let's use critical thinking.
An FBI informant? Yes or no?
No.
Has he been an FBI informant?
No. There's no way to
hasn't?
even confirm that, by the way. An FBI